same as... In terms of local oppressed heroes, man, this guy is... this was yesterday. He's still fundraising for his case against Ethan Klein, his definitely real lawsuit. I call on all LGBTQ plus people to support my case against Ethan Klein. He is racist to what's happening here.
The talking point that I've seen.
Oh, apparently I was looking through this earlier. Where is the... Oh, it's here. This is so funny, man. So you're going through one of the most pivotal phases of your country's history. Definitely in living memory. What do you think of these guys? What do you think of this this little streamer who has, I think, like 150 concurrent viewers?
He was lying. Everyone is like different here. That was so weird.
Is this it? I already downloaded it.
Is that how they introduce it?
Who have been critical of them. I don't know if it's crazy, chauvinistic, horrible things Ian and Anissa said.
Wait, when does it start? When does he bring them in?
My country.
You gave up on publishing it.
Yeah, I just like published it myself, like illegally.
Wow.
And got it, gave it to my students. And it's not even like...
You wrote it for your students?
Yeah, like I printed it myself in just like in an illegal way. This is not a legal book now.
Do you know?
Because you didn't go through
He's
that.
got the lion flag in the background. Oh, God. I'm going to make a guess that Reddit is going to be making a big noise about that lion flag. These guys love heuristics, okay? And that lion flag is a big old heuristic.
Is there any way people in Iran can access it, or it's just not accessible to them?
Yeah, I actually have like a page and on Instagram. Anyone who wants the book, they can just like get the book and DM and get the book. But I can't sell it in like a bookstore or something like that. It's illegal.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'd like to do if you're up for it? I have a compilation.
Yeah, what would you like to do, Ethan?
All the crazy, chauvinistic, horrible things Ian and Anissa said, and I would like to watch it with you if that's okay. And you can kind of and you can respond to all their claims. I thought that'd be helpful.
Yeah, that would be okay.
Okay, cool. So let me pull this up here. This is oh, still didn't process? Hold on, I got to download it. You know, has it been nice seeing a lot of support, though? I mean, there's been a lot of people who have been critical of them. I don't know if you use Reddit or if you know about that, but like this big thread on live stream fails was a ton of people just really coming down on them.
Yeah, I actually...
I should do this when I interview locals. When I interview Iranians, I should just watch fucking... I should just sit and watch Frogan with them. Please. Why am I never on it with the content?
I got to know them through Reddit, and I even like went deeper, and it was really funny that he was trying to find the things that I said on like a YouTube videos, like going into the city and just like see, oh, he was lying. Everyone is like different here. That was so weird.
Is this it? I already downloaded it. Is this it, AB? Okay, so let me, because we just watched this. No, I haven't seen this part. This is the one with the cat.
Okay, then that's it.
This is the right one?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the first part. We'll go clip by clip. I'll play it and then we can talk about it. If you want me to pause, just say, just start talking.
Yeah,
I'll pause it.
Can we just focus on their
Wait.
only,
This isn't the guy from the documentary, is it? Or from the show that they were watching? This isn't the guy from the fucking dating show, is he? Hang on, wait. Oh my God. Fucking hell, man. Oh God. That's quite content. Huh. Okay. He got the 90-day fiance guy. Huh. Okay. Nice one. Well, yeah, that's just in the name of good journalism, isn't it? You know, you have to give your subjects a right to reply.
100%.
Why not?
Yep. I'll zoom in
It's possible.
on their face. Give me one sec. How is this being like this? Give me 1 sec. Yeah, Nate, you can do it on yeah. Can you see our stream? You'll see how we have a live switcher who's gonna just crop everything out, but their picture. Let me know when you're ready, Nate, and I'll play it. How did you meet your wife? You guys are such a great couple. I really love you guys, and seems so sweet and genuine. Which, by the way, is as someone who's watched that show, is not the norm.
What the fuck is Luffy the Houthi's Twitter account? He was saying something today that I thought was funny. Where the fuck is he? He has a fundraiser now. What's his Twitter handle? I can't remember his name. Haddad? What the fuck is his name? Might have lost him. Shit.
Yeah.
On that show.
So I actually I was an English teacher back there, and I was really trying so hard to just like talk to Americans to improve my
No, not Yosef Haddad. That's a very different Haddad.
English. So she was an English teacher online. I found a website that
I don't know if that's his Twitter handle though.
So I connected to that website and I got to meet her.
Wow. So you guys met in like a chat room type of thing?
It was for only teachers, and yes, it was banned, but I was kind of like...
That's not his Twitter name, though. His Twitter name's different. Fuck. Oh, well.
Resourceful for like VPNs and stuff, but I made it and talked to her, and...
That's amazing.
Only teach.
Love will find a way, man. That's awesome. Are we ready to go, Nate? Okay, no worries.
Yeah, I've heard of something similar with the blurring. I don't know what country it was, but a friend back home was telling me they were watching the Titanic, and they changed the scene where she loses her virginity. They like
that's a pretty adult scene to be
fair. I forget. I think maybe they fast forwarded it and said she was showing that she's a virgin or some shit. I don't know, but
like, the opposite of what happened.
Yeah. By showing I don't fucking know.
Are you talking about in Lebanon?
Yeah.
That's funny.
In the Emirates, they edit out the shots of her body when she's when he's drawing her. And people, obviously, it was international schools, so some people had been home and seen it there, right? Some kids, and some people obviously had family who maybe told them. So, it was funny, like the rumors would circulate because the VHS copy did it as well. They would censor VHS copies. And if you're going to censor a VHS copy, I don't think the filmmakers do it for them. So they had to, it's like manual. So there would be like a stutter where she's like pulling the robe down. So you knew something was happening. Like there was something wrong with with the video. But then, yeah, the rumors would circulate around school. Because someone was like, yeah, that Kate Winslet gets her titties out. Like, whoa, really? Whoa. Did you guys know that this guy knows that they cut out a bit? Yeah, fuck. Man, the censorious regimes are so fucking mental, though. The weirdest thing was magazines, because I used to get these wrestling magazines, and there wasn't nudity in it, but obviously there's like cleavage and shit like that, right? Because the women were basically like they were very sexualized in wrestling, and they would just go over it with a marker pen, which means that someone had it as their job. Like it was their job to go through the magazine, look for every bit of cleavage, or sometimes if there was like, if the fucking pants that they were wearing were too small, like they would just scribble over it. Yeah, it was fucking mad. I wonder what the job title or job description was for the person who did that. The scribbler. The scrubber. I do hope they have a good life. Thank you for your service.
And then they went into the car and talked about how virginity is so important to their faith.
I think that was James Cameron's hand.
Morality editor, yeah.
in the shot.
They forgot to
It was
clean
his
the
hand.
window.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I thought I saw a Rolex on it.
Yeah, that's it, man.
It'd be nice if I could just zoom, but this fucking thing.
Nate, what's up? He's got it. He's saying he's got it.
Yeah, so obviously I don't know this Iranian guy. I haven't heard him speak, so maybe he's cringe. I don't know. But my God, what we definitely know is he's not going to be the same as in terms of local oppressed heroes. Man, this guy this was yesterday. He's still fundraising for his case against Ethan Klein, his definitely real lawsuit. I call on all LGBTQ plus people to support my case against Ethan Klein. He is racist towards you too and must be held accountable by the law. We are getting closer to justice. And he's got his fundraiser here. It says that he's in the United States, though. Maybe someone's doing this for him, but yeah, he's got like $5,000. He's trying to raise 150. I am Rashid al-Haddad, who became famous aboard the Galaxy leadership when it was seized by Yemen, which demanded the lifting of the blockade of Palestine in exchange for its release. At that time, I took photos of the ship and declared my solidarity with Palestine. My videos garnered millions of views worldwide. After that, I gave interviews to international newspapers, emphasizing the priority of the Palestinian cause. They commented that I was a handsome young man, to which I replied that this was not the time to talk about looks, and that the Palestinian cause was the most important and we should focus on it. Then I conducted an interview with Hassan on my Twitch and Instagram platforms. After that, someone named Ethan Klein responded to me, criticizing me harshly and accusing me of being a Houthi terrorist. This caused me many problems, including the suspension of all my social media accounts. I was also banned from traveling to other countries because of this terrorism accusation, even though I am a 20-year-old Yemeni citizen, a worker, and not affiliated with any group. In all my interviews, I emphasize that I am a citizen who simply expressed my solidarity with the Palestinian cause. That's all there is to it. I hired a lawyer in America and filed a lawsuit against a man named Ethan Klein. I swear to you, I am living in the worst possible situation, and my life has been completely ruined because Ethan Klein called me a terrorist. All I want is justice. Wow. And he wants all LGBTQ plus people to support him because he's also racist against... Man, this guy, I appreciate this hustle. I respect this man. Easy 5K. 5K probably goes under... 5K will go a long way in Yemen. Not least of all in Houthi-controlled Yemen. Dude.
In the meantime, real quick. Oh, okay. All right, we're ready. Go ahead.
Okay, what happened now?
Yes, I know the video isn't actually about... Yeah, I know it's not about Ian. Yeah, I know this is like halfway into the interview. Yeah, I know.
Cats love...
Sorry. Dead air.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Is this true? Is it like I think the salary in Yemen for their minimum salary is like... Wait, really? I think Houthi fighters get about $100 a month. $100. Dude. This guy's making like 4 years' salary.
There it is. All right, we're good to go, Nate?
We're good to go.
All right, it's just them.
It's just them.
All right, fantastic. So here's the first take.
Oh, cats love Middle Easterners.
Touching a cat, I swear.
That's a strange statement. Just cats love Middle Easterners. It's a strange thing to say, isn't it?
Yes.
Like you guys have a smell or something? Are cats popular in Iran?
They're actually not an inside pet for most of the time, like 99% of the time. Like here, when I go to people's house, 10 out of 10 people, there's just like at least 2 or 3. It's 0 in my country. Like it's just like so rare to be an inside pet.
Do you guys have any inside pets, or it's just not part of the culture?
Yeah, it's just like really hard to say this because the economy is so bad that people are just like mostly thinking about making themselves like
right. Pet is
like,
a luxury.
Right.
It's just like really hard to think about a pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
First thing.
Baron Zemo, thanks for the £5. Have you ever shown your dad Frogan clips? No, I have not shown my dad Frogan clips. Maybe I should. I don't really know if it's really his thing. I think he'd be kind of indifferent. I feel like I could show him that and he wouldn't really know what's going on. Like he wouldn't know what he's reacting to.
Need to like make.
It's another mouth to feed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Interesting.
It's his first time touching a cat. Okay, I'm sorry. Something's off about this guy. I have never heard a Middle Easterner say something like that before. There's no way.
Now, Anissa and
she knows everything,
she's met a ton of Middle Easterners apparently. And by the way, such a generic term. You're from Iran, you're Persian. So what do you think? She's accusing you of lying about never touching a cat. Thank you, Leon.
Okay, so here
I'm pretty sure Iranians do consider themselves Middle Eastern, right? Do they not? Do they not count themselves as Middle East? I know they don't call they're Persian, not Arab. Well, half of them are Persian. I don't actually know exactly what Iran's ethnic demographic is. Iran. There's I know there's Kurds, there's Balochis, there's fucking Persians, obviously. Azerbaijanis, 16%. Interesting. Is it Baloch or Baloch? I don't know. Slightly over half are Persian. Would the Houthi kid have access to the 5K? I actually don't know. That's a good question. I mean, if he's a Houthi, he'd have a hard time getting around sanctions. If he's a regular Yemeni citizen, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how. There must be a way. I feel like sanctioned countries or people from sanctioned countries would know how to get around those things. Like, if you find a friend or something. I don't know.
Here is the thing. I actually said that it's because of my mother who got sick when she was pregnant, and I actually did not know it's actually a disease that if a pregnant woman touches a cat, there's a chance, there's a name for that.
Yeah,
plasmosis or something.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's what my mom always told me about, and that stuck with me. Like, cats are dirty, and I said that. Mm-hmm. So the mostly it was because of my family, and also with the fact that the chances that you see a cat as an inside cat in my country is just like maybe 1%. Mm-hmm. So all these together, and also one thing that I have noticed here is that in the US you do not see as many stray cats. Like almost it's just like in my country they're just like everywhere. Like we know cats are as a stray cats.
Yeah, there's really I've lived in countries where it's very normal that there's stray cats.
Yeah.
And here you just don't see that. They get scooped up and then people take them home, you know.
Oh yeah, Emirates had stray cats as well. I remember that.
Take care of them.
Exactly.
But there's a really big pet culture here. It's just very different. Have you ever known anyone that had a household cat pet?
That's interesting. No, like all my friends, all my family members, I have had friends who had dogs, and that's actually how it was stuck in my head that dogs is not okay in this country under this regime, because we were like going somewhere and we had a dog. It was my friend's dog in the car, and they pulled us over.
Wow.
So that's when it stuck in my mind that, oh my God, even in the car, it's not okay to keep the dog.
Wow.
So dogs are like a bit more common, but I'm not saying there's not any inside cats, but the chance is like less than 1%.
So you've never seen an inside cat. So the fact that you've never pet a cat seems pretty common for the standard Iranian experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you prefer Iranian or Persian, or does it matter to you? I know that some people have an opinion on that.
It's just like you know, thanks to this Deville regime, when you hear the word Iranian, it's always like something about something bad, like terrorism, this and that. So I really would rather go with like Persian, because I don't want that.
I dated a Persian girl, and they were always like, we're Persian, not Iranian. So they're very, very much from the same thing. So that's kind of where I learned that from. So, okay, that makes sense. I actually never really even asked why they do that. So Persian, there it is.
Yeah, but there, I need to add this too. Like, there's a chance that you are Iranian, but you're not Persian. You know what I mean? Because Iranians can be like Kurds, Turks, Baluch, Arabs. Like they're just like other.
Well, I didn't even need to look it up. This guy's saying it now.
Ethnicity
It's the ethnicity of the the people.
The nationality, Persian's the ethnicity.
Yeah, the natives, kind of, so to speak. Got it.
This is his first time touching it.
I think he's doing
This was jank. I feel like whenever they get these like, it's like, but the problem with this is that this guy seems fine. I don't have any issues with this guy. There's this issue now where like you, similar to the ex-Muslim thing, where people who become kind of apostates, or even former Zionists are like this. People who become kind of like apostates of a particular ideology just become so fucking militant against the thing. And I think this, to the point that they just go kind of crazy. And like, I think this person was one of those examples. She's like a former Canadian Parliament person. Yeah.
Terry, hold on. Let me ask Rob a question. Let me ask Rob a question. Hey, is Israeli puppet? Hold on a second. Okay? Can I ask Rob a question? Hold on. Let me ask Rob a question. Let me ask Rob a question. Hey, is Israeli puppet? Hold on.
This isn't the clip I was thinking of, but okay, like you're just speaking. Okay. That's so cool. You're bilingual. Whoa, I love that for you. Where is the... You watched the whole thing? Really? Where is it? Why is it not showing up on the top of the feed? The fuck?
the barbarian.
Hey! Not that. That's a different show.
We need Green.
All right, we need Greenland. Okay, we'll do that today. Is it this one? Oh god, it was the guy. The slimy worm man. The slimy one. Not the slimy one. I think he gets a solo interview. Jank and Goldie. Okay, let's see what they're saying here.
This is the significant role with this. I'll be honest with you. Thing you to the Chuck Toll. Happy New Year.
Okay, let's watch this after. One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
Doing it up. I think he's doing it up.
So they're such ignorant imbeciles.
Oh my god.
They don't know that cat ownership, household cat ownership in Iran is almost non-existent. And probably more people have never touched a cat than the opposite in Iran. And to just sit here and mock you so confidently is such a brazen display of ignorance. It's stunning. And then, I don't know if you've seen it, but I will show it to you. There, at a certain point, they refuse to apologize when they find out that they're wrong about all this shit.
Yeah, and my wife was just like directly talking about them because you know what, people can just like say whatever they want, but when you have like a huge platform like this, you can't just like directly be racist and just like not doing your research and just like this is my opinion.
Yeah, you can.
It might not be right, but like it was just like we just like expect something else from somebody who has it like an audience.
Yeah, I mean it just takes like 1 minute of Googling stuff.
Yeah, it's stunning. They're like they're almost proud of the ignorance, which is funny because they talk about MAGA all the time and how ignorant they are, but they're doing that. They're exhibiting that level of like weaponized, brazen ignorance. It's just stunning to see. By the way, I hope
I didn't properly touch a cat until I reached college. Is that a euphemism? No, I don't think it is. I don't think. Okay. I'm trying to think. Did I see many cats in the Emirate? I don't think. Yeah, maybe I didn't. Did I? Huh. I feel like it was always a bit of a big deal. I think when you. I don't know if it's because I was a kid or because it just wasn't as common, but there were a few benign things that happened in the Emirates that were a big deal when they happened. When it rained, it was a big deal. Like everyone was like hyper when it rained. It was really funny. And I think it was also the same if your family friend or someone had a pet. I don't know if that's because I was a kid or because it was just not that common there. But in any case, whenever I saw a pet, I was like, "Oh shit!" It was like a memorable event. Yeah. My roommate in college was Lebanese, and he told me to start that I couldn't bring my cat. I was pretty upset. He ended up changing his mind, and he ended up liking her. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I hope do you have a time you need to get out, or you're good?
Yeah, no, I'm okay for that.
Okay, great. Because I'm really enjoying talking to you, and I want to keep going.
Thank you.
By the way, is there anything you want to like promote or anywhere you want people to follow you?
I don't know. I just have like an Instagram page if anyone wants to find me, and just like right now, since I got in the US, I have become a fitness coach. So if you're ever like wanted to just like start a fitness journey or something, you can follow me on Mahdii CPT, MAHDII.CPT.
Yeah, I remember in Israel there are these cats that are like tagged, as in they're cared for by the state or the municipality or whatever. Yeah, I noticed that. They've got like a mark on their ear, right? Yeah.
We'll link that and let's pin it too, so people can go follow that. But were you doing fitness in Iran too? Was that always a thing? I noticed you're pretty jacked, dude.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, I used to do that, but it was not like my job. I used to be an English teacher and also coaching my friends and stuff. But when I got there, it got the opposite. I stopped teaching English, and I'm now a trainer.
Where do you train out of? So in case people actually are looking for a trainer, what city?
It's online right now. In the beginning, it was like in the. What's that?
It's an online course.
Yeah. So I just like work with them one-on-one online. But I used to be working like gyms and stuff. Then now I have my own business.
Are gyms popular in Iran? Like just pumping?
So popular.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's segregated, right? I'm assuming.
Yes. They're not mixed.
Wait, can women even go?
Yes, they can go, but it's not mixed. And in some, I'm not saying all of them, but in some of them, they even take the woman's phone so nobody takes pictures or something. So it's
I don't know about the phone, but isn't that the same in most Muslim countries, or the segregated gyms? I mean, or like segregated swimming pools? Huh. I can't remember where I heard this, but I remember someone talking about like going to the swimming pool, and it was like, fuck. I don't know. I'd imagine it's a lot more like of a hard rule in Iran, but anyway, yeah.
Some places it's just like so restricted, but they can definitely go.
Is it like a different building or the same building with two different entrances?
It depends. Sometimes you like, for example, my gym, like in the morning it was for like women's, and in the afternoon it was for men. But there are some gyms that are totally for like men and women.
Interesting.
This is his first time touching it.
I think he's doing it up.
I'm sorry. There's no way. I thought all of
this is my first time touching a cat. Immediately reaches for the cat.
There's cats everywhere.
What? This point is so stupid too. Like, oh, he's clearly hates cats and should be recoiling in fear from them. It's like, bro, he touched the cat. Who gives a fuck? Also, that's your wife's cat, right?
Yeah.
So you live with this cat. You gotta be friends with this cat.
Yeah, I actually named her. Juju in Farsi means something that is like cute.
Oh, that's nice. Juju what?
Juju.
Oh, Juju. That's nice.
That's cute.
Yeah, I like that name. So, why didn't you recoil in fear? I guess Ian is wondering.
It was my first time. It was actually my very first time that I was touching a cat, and it was like all the things that I have heard from my mom, all the stray cats that I have seen in Tehran, they were all in my mind that, oh, what if it's not clean? What if it's that? So, but I actually wanted to do it because I knew I'm gonna live with her. Mm-hmm. So
You close with the cat now?
Do you want to see her?
Yeah.
This is what I bought for her.
She's watching.
She's right there.
Sleeping right there.
That's so sweet. So you guys made fast friends, it seems like.
Yeah, I just bought her a
it's fucking normie content, bro. Fucking cats. What the fuck?
Bed for the desk, so she can always be
like she loves it.
And how different is your life here? I mean, it just really is, right? Like, there's so many different things.
Yeah. Honestly, right now I'm just like the only thing that I think third party is like, for example, stuff.
Right. Give us.
Let's keep going.
Come on, that one's you. Give us that one at least. Like, the cats in Morocco and places have rabies. You can't touch them. And none of them what about all the cats in Turkey? And like,
again, she goes, the cats in Morocco have rabies. What about the cats in Turkey? As my mom would say, what about the tea in China? It's a different fucking places, idiot. Turkey's not even in the Middle East, dope. This girl's like, she's the expert on Islam and Middle East and Arab culture. Turkey's not even in the Middle East, you fucking dope.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it's not.
in between.
It's literally not.
Is it? Wait, would you say Turkey's not Middle East? It's kind of like, I would probably say it kind of is. It's not Arab, is that what he means? But neither's Iran. People say it's Europe. I know they say everyone says Turkey's Europe apart from Europe. Like in what sense? What fucking like geographically? I mean, it borders obviously and has ethnic overlaps with like obviously you got Kurds on one side on both sides of the border. You've got fucking cultural shit like Islam and their shared history, Ottoman Empire. Fuck that. Morocco is definitely not Middle East. It's MENA. It's North Africa. MENA.
And sometimes it's considered part of Europe. Sometimes it's considered.
It's in the isn't it part of the Union?
I think it's half the little
no,
part.
It's not part of the Union. There's. You should see what happens to European countries every time someone suggests that Turkey should become a member. It's so bad. They lose their shit.
Exactly. It's on the border. Let's say that.
Yeah, Istanbul even has European and Asian side. So even Istanbul is just like into two. Like
I guess I've heard of both.
Okay. Yeah, the little thing that goes down.
Well, what about the cats in Turkey?
Yeah, I still don't understand the point that she was trying to make. Turkey is not the same place as Iran, but I'm just saying.
So she goes.
She reminds me of fucking Lauren Southern talking about how you really don't want to be an asylum seeker getting sent back to Libya in the civil war. And she's like, is it really that bad? You know, because I was in Turkey and I was arrested by, I was detained by the border force. Like, yeah, Turkey's not the same as Libya, my friend. They're close, actually. They're not even geographically that far. And they're very different. You can go on holiday in Turkey. You cannot go on holiday in Libya. There are all kinds of, if you put up, can I go to Libya in the UK? You'll see a huge fucking red exclamation mark and an alarm bell saying, do not go to Libya, dipshit.
Oh, really? You've never touched a cat? Well, what about the cats in Morocco and Turkey, buddy? Doesn't make any sense.
It's just like weird. I think I do not know them. And I don't know if it just like makes sense, but I feel like they're looking for something to make fun of me or something like that.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, they hate America and they hate Israel. And their entire world perspective is through that prism. So they see Iran as the strongest opposition to Israel and America. And so they bend over backwards to the point where they'll even defend the Islamic regime and attacking you as a liar because you're in somehow making Iran look bad. So for them, it's all political. They see you as an enemy because you like America. I don't even know what your true feelings about America. You're just expressing positive things that you're experiencing in America, right? And so they see that and they're threatened by that. They hate America. And that's the only thing that can come out of their whole prism, right? And so that's why they're attacking you, in my opinion.
Now it makes sense because two things. First of all, I actually do not think it's perfect in here. I even knew it before coming here. I knew how expensive medical things were here. So before coming here, I did all my medical things, like my teeth, like anything that I could do. So I know the flaws here as well. But what I said is actually like the basic human rights. It's not there. It's not in Iran, and nobody can just like deny that. And if you're denying it, it means that like there's something behind the scene.
Yeah,
but
it's ideological.
You're just not living in reality, though, if you're denying
exactly. And one more thing that you said, it totally makes sense right now to me because since I started defending my people, thousands of people dying, people just like DM me, like telling me that, oh, are you doing this Israel propaganda? I'm just like, dude, my people are dying on the street.
It's really sad.
How is this connected to
it's
Israel?
So sad and pathetic.
I bookmarked this because I was curious about this account. I saw this tweet a few days ago. And she's saying, please stop sharing this footage of the protesters in Iran. We should not be publicly shaming those who are suffering from internalized Islamophobia. This is a regular old pro. But I looked at her account and I don't know what the fuck. Best-selling book, Woke, A Guide to Social Justice. Earlier this year, I decided to spend a month identifying as BAME. There's no denying that I experienced some terrible prejudice. You wouldn't believe the looks of disapproval that people gave me when I told them I was an ethnic minority. Men are trained from birth to disregard the desires of women. Come to think of it, the process is initiated long before that. All males begin their lives within the bodies of their mothers. They are literally inside a woman without her verbal consent. I cannot put this explicitly enough. The very first thing a male does in his life is to rape his own mother. She wrote a whole fucking book to troll. Is this lady AI? I don't even know if the book's real. Activist, healer, radical intersectionalist, poet. Yeah, she's got a fucking... Not a real person. She's got like fucking medium articles and shit. Oh god. Mad.
The entire left, online left sphere, which is like socialist, communist, whatever. The talking point that I've seen that everybody's falling in line with is that the protests are somehow being pushed, being promoted, being instigated, being directly funded by, or even as far as the people there are Zionists or American agents. Like they truly believe that, which is just deranged and paranoid, like psychopathy. I don't know what to say. It's just the way that they bend backwards to America bad themselves is like it's endless.
Yeah, and as you said, like the worst propaganda for the regime is the regime itself. Like when you're arresting people, when you're not giving the people the basic human rights, then why would Israel even like spend money on the people when you're doing all the job? Like we just need basic human rights, and whatever we do, sometimes we're terrorists, sometimes we're Israel. Like whatever you do, if you're against the regime, then they connect you to somewhere and just like oppress us.
Sad, because the whole thing is like, oh, we care about the people, we care about the proletariat, but they don't care about the proletariat in Iran apparently. I don't know. It's very weird. Let's keep going.
Wouldn't the cats be dying if they had rabies? Rabies is kind of a big deal.
Yes, the cats die if they have rabies. That's how.
Yeah, but they live with it and spread it first. What?
Diseases. Diseases spread. I'm not even talking about Iran now. He doesn't even understand how diseases work. He's got me triggered.
Careful, buddy. That cat's got rabies. Yeah, why is it still alive? Come on, kitty. You can nibble at my fingers.
That's not like a little...
Wouldn't they go around shooting them in the head if they all had...
Yes, they call the rabid animals, but guess what? It's a disease and it spreads. Dope, idiot, loser, dumbass, know nothing, brain damage. Sorry, it's totally irrelevant to our conversation. But I can't with these people.
Unhinged.
Forgive me.
Middle East historically catless.
I think he's laying it on a little thick, okay?
That's all I'm saying.
He's probably been in proximity to a cat at least.
We're anti-regime, anti-morality police, but I draw the line at him saying that he's never touched a cat. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Like there are so many different rules. You don't have this line, you don't have stop signs.
Oh really?
If Iran has no cats, why is this guy hate cats?
You're still caught on that. Jesus, you can't let the cat thing go. Well, you're a cat lover now. She should be happy to learn. Have you got to know any dogs since you've been here?
That is something that I'm not used to right now because some dogs here are just like too friendly.
They're huge too. They can be scary.
They can just like jump on you, so I'm not used to that.
Ethan's got a couple of those.
Yeah. I have a massive dog who's super friendly, but he's huge and very heavy, so I totally understand.
Dude, how long do they spend going over iDubbbz? I'm looking at the timestamps here. Nice.
Like when I first met one of our big dogs and she was come to our house to say hi to our little dogs, she would come up and say hi to me and I was like, I don't know this dog, but if she attacked me, I would probably be mangled. This dog could kill me, right? But dogs are so great. When you'll get there.
Lena, my wife, Lena, she was born in the U.S., but she comes from a Lebanese household. She never even touched a dog till she was in college when we met, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I was scared of them.
Anissa thinks you're probably fucking lying about that. Sound like an American. But now you're like the biggest dog lover. You guys
love them. Yeah.
You guys have such a cute little dog.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anywho, back to the shenanigans.
I don't know what's going on with this guy.
Tehran City, Iran. So far, so good. A train, public transit. We'll do a little I Spy. If we're able to spot a cat or a BBL, let me say something. It is a bit of a toss.
So what he's doing here, he's watching a vlogger who walks through the streets with a camera to disprove things you've said about Iran. So he's looking for women without a hijab. He's looking for cats and stuff like that to be like, see? So
yeah, like this is so weird to me because I really thought this is a common sense. For example, I YouTube North Korea and watch people who go to North Korea. But back in my mind, I thought it was a common sense that the things that people are going through is not going to be in that video, because if it was, that person was arrested or like something that happened to them. That is not the right video. You can just like see how the city looks and everything, but you're not going to see what people are going through. I have tons of videos about women getting arrested just because of their scarf. And one thing that he does not mention is that yes, there are women who are not wearing their scarf, but why they all have something around their neck? Has he like even like asked himself why? Because as soon as they see a police officer, they just like put their hijab on.
I see.
And he does not even like mention that. He just like have that mindset that this guy is lying and I need to find a way to prove it.
Conclusion first. And the amount of time he spends watching this vlog, he could have just done a Google search. It's really impressive.
I've heard a couple of times of people talking about what the morality police are like. I know someone who knows someone who used to live in Iran and used to get occasionally stopped by the morality police, because it's not they don't just stop you when there's no veil, right? They also stop you when your veil's not correctly placed, like where it's like there's maybe a bit of hair showing or whatever the fuck. Like apparently the way that they do it, and maybe this, and it's something I've heard a few times now, so I think it's quite generalized, is they're like really soft spoken and like very like externally like quite gentle. Like they'll go up to you and they'll say something like sister, they call them sister, and they'll say like you're too beautiful for the world or some shit like that, and they'll like put their hand on them and like gently like help try to get them to adjust it and shit like that. And they're supposed to be trying to make like a really calming presence or whatever, but I'm just like, the way I was listening to that is like, it sounds like it just makes it sound so much worse if they weren't just like a fucking British Bobby. Like, okay. Here, headscarf, good. Yeah, they always say sister. What the fuck, man? Mental. Compared to US cops. You got a license for those bangs. Yeah, not like that. Apparently they talk like very poetically and very affirmatively. But then obviously, you know, they might kill you or touch you up or whatever the fuck. Compared to US cops. Yeah, can you imagine if the US cops had to do a federal fucking law enforcement agency for veils? Get out of the fucking car! The fucking Punisher.
You see that woman? You see her scarf around her neck?
I saw also in the train, the one woman that was sitting, she had a scarf too.
There it is, Ian. Explanation.
Yeah, and this law is so stupid, and they know how many millions of women are not following it. That's why like they cannot arrest millions of people, right? We have to like mention that as well. This rule is not being like followed by millions of women, and they can't just like arrest all of them. So yes, you will see people, but if you go ask them every single one of them, how do you feel by not having hijab? They're gonna be like,
excuse me, sir, your Trump t-shirt for 2032 is very ill-fitting. Yeah. To be fair, if women was beaten up, killed for it, it's not a stretch to think there's an implicit violence suggested with morality police actions. Yeah, of course there is, yeah. But it's just interesting how they're, because again, I think it's like, even with the Ayatollah and with the wordings of the Quran and shit, apparently they softened themselves a lot after after the protests in 2022. But the person I heard it from was someone who was there who was there years ago. But yeah, I'd imagine, yeah, there's like a whole like documented thing about how a lot of them will just come and fucking be nasty bastards right away. But yeah, you should never ascribe what you think, like what someone appears like to them, to their thoughts, right? So obviously to us, it looks like very oppressive and very dehumanizing and very objectifying, and it is. But to them, they're not thinking, yeah, we're controlling women, we're putting these bitches in their place, whatever. That's not how they think of it. They think about it like, again, because people are rationalizers. They rationalize their own belief systems. And the way that that like very conservative religious people talk about women is that it's almost like with a sense of reverence, like they talk about them in the sense that they are protecting them and that they value their role in society and all that shit. Like that's why I think in part like the Ayatollah didn't immediately remove suffrage for women, because he still obviously believed that women were slightly lower than men, which I think is in the Quran as well. But he also believes that it's a woman's duty as much as a man's to also spread Islamic values and to uphold good moral behavior and all that shit. So, yeah, I guess it makes sense that they would. Like that whole like respectful demeanor or whatever, that like overly kind demeanor. I think to a lot of them, it probably is like genuinely how they feel about what they're doing. Yeah.
I'm scared. That's the feeling that you need to mention as well. These people are not feeling free. These people are just like scared, and you can see it by the scarf. That each time I see an officer, I need to just like wear it. And this is the feeling that I was feeling the first days that I got here.
Why is it?
You're a young Muslim and you need to set a good example for your brothers and sisters. Are you Iranian, Iranian? Am I just learning this right now, or did I already learn it and now I'm remembering?
That they targeted that one girl and like punished her so severely, beat her to death. Like so.
Mahsa Amini?
Yeah.
So that was actually something that was going on. Like we had so much problem with the morality police, and there was like many people saying, "Oh, they beat us," but they would not believe it. But that was the very first time that somebody actually got killed, and they could prove that they got killed after getting arrested by morality police. So people got really angry, and they had like.
You're a Somalilander. That's fucking crazy. What the fuck? A Somalilander, mad.
Previous experiences, so it was like a mini revolution. Like almost 500 people got killed when we compare it to now. It's just like almost nothing, but like 500 is a lot. But
that's a lot.
Right now they have killed so much that number looks small. So that was actually the first time that.
Baron, I already did that. Saigon, thanks for the 249. And Unreal, thanks for the £2. And ZJM, thanks for the $2. Really appreciate that. Raiders Cat as well, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Whoa. Thanks.
Morality police got killed. And also, let me tell you this. The journalist who talked about Mahsa Amini, I forgot her name. There were two. They were actually doing their job, okay? So they talked about Mahsa Amini and said, this girl was arrested and now they got killed. That's how people got to know that. They arrested those two journalists just because they were doing their jobs. Just because of that. Wow. Why? Because other medias in the world, especially in the US, use that news and put it in their news section, and the whole world knew it.
Yeah.
So because of that, they said, "Oh, you're now working for them."
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's a total crackdown on freedom of speech. Even more restrictive than China, it seems like. Even a lot more restrictive than China, it seems like. You know, places like that. Like it seems like like as much as like 1984. Have you read a book like 1984? Does that ever reach you?
About what?
1984.
It's a very famous book in English literature called
no.
1984, and it's about a future dystopian society where everything is all the speech is controlled and everything like that. People say it's one of the best books ever written. I think you would really enjoy it.
Yeah, I need to put it.
But the level of communication control really reminds me it's that.
Yes, because they have morality police and things like that. So it's very relevant, I guess.
That book will probably blow your mind.
Yeah,
about anything
considering
about it.
that it's
a very
old.
big part of culture here.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, we keep playing.
No hijab, no hijab.
Fucking
you'll get arrested.
The job's right here around her neck. So he's the way that he's trivializing it.
Yeah.
His fucking face. Dude. This fucking gaping, dead-eyed fuck. Yeah, it's like, it's so funny how they don't realize that the things that they're saying are reinforcing like the problems with the regime. When they're saying, "Oh, look, they can walk around with no hijab and not get arrested," it's like, yeah, after the regime has been weakened and demoralized to the point that they just can't enforce it. Like they have to compromise with the populace, or they have to appear like they're compromising and give them little fucking pressure valve releases because they're just because it's basically become impossible to enforce. Yeah. It's still illegal, though. The Supreme Leader still says it's illegal. Don't do it.
Oh, you'll get arrested. See? You could totally walk around with a hijab. But the irony being that woman is probably feeling afraid.
Exactly. So that is the feeling that they need to mention, because what I was mentioning was that I can feel the freedom that I can do these things without feeling the fear. Let me just tell you one more thing that I because I'm not an alcohol drinker, I rarely drink alcohol, but each time that I'm touching an alcohol, I just remember those days that we actually got arrested for a couple of times, and we were actually getting arrested for many of those times, and some of my friends got lashes just because of drinking alcohol. Yes.
Your friends were whipped.
Yeah, and you can find the pictures on the internet as well. If you can Google it, like whipped for drinking alcohol, you can find tons of people getting whipped.
That's just like so beyond how people should be living today.
Yeah, and the worst thing, worse than this, is that if somebody is listening to my like sentences right now, they might be thinking, "Oh, this is a propaganda." No, it's not. It's how I lived it and how I experienced it, and you can find the proof.
Oh my God!
And if you do not want to believe those proofs, then it's up to you.
There's like an executioner dressed in black.
Oh, I've never seen this picture. This is so brutal. I'm even shocked by that picture. I know that's
He's tied
Iran
to a
because
tree. He's publicly flogged 80 times for drinking alcohol as a child. Wait, they went retroactively punish him? The public flogging on Tuesday of an Iranian young man convicted of consuming alcohol when he was 14 or 15 years old over a decade-old highlight. What the hell?
This is really disturbing. I've never seen that, but I can tell from those cars that it's in Iran. It's correct, but that was brutal.
Well, that's from Amnesty International. I mean, it's very reputable.
They usually do it.
Not in the Jewish state, buddy. Fuck.
Usually do that whipping in their police stations. So when I saw that he was actually taken to like a tree, that was so weird to me. They usually do not do that in public. I don't know why did they do that there.
It seems like if there's like a particularly like sadistic or depraved person who just likes seeing people suffer and hurting people, that they would join the morality police and really could take advantage of that, and just, people would flock to that. Yeah, like what you see here today, people can be really sadistic and just take out their violent fantasies on people.
Yeah, and the worst thing is, besides what you said, just add those ideology that by doing this, you're doing something right. Right. You're going to heaven by this. And when you add this to it, it just like becomes something that you can't stop. And that is one reason.
Very similar to ICE, unironically.
Yeah, and that is one reason I just wanted to know how you think about it as well, because it seems that the U.S. is trying to attack the regime based on the things that I see on the map in terms of their military bases and stuff. But
streamers need to realize that these days titling your stream "chilling" could be more than one meaning these days. What do you mean? Like I'm cold? I'm not cold. What? Chilling? What? I tend to just do slightly less exciting or less specific titles when I'm just fucking tired and slow. And that's today. That's today.
Wanted to know what you think about it.
About what specifically?
Like the U.S. attacking the regime.
I think the world would be, across the board, would be a better place for everybody. The people in Iran, especially the people in Iran. These guys need to be held account. It's like you said, it would be such a shame for all these people to die and for nothing to change. So I'm personally in favor of intervention for the people of in Iran, and I think it's overwhelming from what I've seen. The people, the Persians that I've seen, that I've talked to, seem to overwhelmingly support intervention against the Ayatollah's regime, and I personally think that it would be a good thing if it happened. But I mean, I'm really curious what you think as well.
So what I'm gonna tell you is based on most of
Ethan Hawke.
People that
that actor. What the fuck was he in?
I personally know, I see on social media, most of the Iranians are okay with a international intervention, because what else should we do? Because like, you need to know that we have been having this protest for years. The first one started the year that this regime started, 1979. Women had a protest because before that Khomeini said you can have, like, anyone can have like a free hijab, you don't need to wear your hijab. But after the revolution, he lied. That we started from there, and coming to like 2026, we have tried every single thing that we could. We lost 12,000 just in 2 days. And like, what else should we do to get rid of this regime? And not only that, it's not about us. As you said, the world is going to be way, way more peaceful if this regime just like think about their own people instead of like their ideology of like removing another country is just like having more power in the region and stuff. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is most people. It's really sad that most Iranians
12K in 2 days. Geez, again, I don't know if the 12K thing is confirmed, but I know that even more conservative estimates are growing every day. So at this point, it probably is hovering on the 12K area. It seems, but you know. It's just, again, like with so much suppression, it's not that easy to get like a solid number, or it takes longer.
trying to have like their country be bombed by another country. It's mostly because, one, we are already invaded. Like militias from Iraq are there. Like we're literally invaded by other countries' soldiers, and we do not have any guns. That is one point that we definitely need to think about, because people say, oh, if you have like an international intervention, you're going to be like Syria, you're going to be like Libya. Those countries, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, they all have guns. There is no guns between us Iranians. So after the regime change, nothing's going to happen there, as long as, because people inside, they know what they want. Most people who are protesting, they're calling for one name, which is Reza Pahlavi. So he actually does not. He actually always says that he wants democracy, and he wanted a democratic like a government. And after that, after those like 2 or 3 years that we can just like set the country, people are going to have like a vote if they want a monarchy, if they want like a democracy or something like that. So this is I'm telling you this because you cannot compare Iran to Libya, Syria, Afghanistan. You should compare Iran to Japan, South Korea after the US interventions. All these countries are doing good because they knew what they wanted, and there was nothing down there that they were oppressing. In Afghanistan, they were oppressing the Taliban, so they come after that. In Libya, they have like so many so many cults that are just like fighting with each other, and Gaddafi, as soon as he was gone, all the wars were just like back on. But in a country so different, I think we're going to have a really peaceful Middle East after this regime is gone.
That's true.
I think people who say that know that. People like Hassan, who are pro-regime, because they're like this leftist that hates American Israel. They say that just as some kind of cover. Iran is so different. I mean, if you look at a place like Syria, it's a lot poorer. It's a lot less developed. There's already like roaming gangs, and a touch of like chaos there already. But Iran is like an established, you guys have a lot of resources, a lot of industry, a lot of, like it's a developed country.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're just
having a lot of resources and industry. That's not necessarily that doesn't necessarily help either, because obviously Iraq had a lot of oil. Libya's got a lot of oil. Yeah, oil is not really the correlation. The correlation, the thing that matters is, I think one thing that Iran does have is that it used to be a Western aligned country. So but those institutions are gone. Like, it's not like, I think the reason that Germany and Japan were able to get rebuilt after much more devastating wars than anything Iran's going to go through, it was because they already had all their institutions built up in a way that was not illegible or unintelligible to Westerners, to like British and American and other coalition people who came in afterwards. Like the German the institutions of Germany were not radically different from the ones of Britain or America. Same thing with actually Japan, because I think Japan had during their Industrial Revolution had taken quite a lot from Europe. So it's like, it's easier to go in when you kind of know which institutions do what, and which is very different from countries that haven't gone through that, because you're having to, what the fuck? You're having to like reinvent the wheel basically, and it's not really been made to work for that country to begin with. So I think that's a really crucial difference. With Iran, though, I don't know how much of the old regime's institutions are still there. Like, I don't know if the Ayatollah or like the Islamic Republic just fucking repurposed everything for it, or if they replaced everything, which would mean it would be quite difficult to go back. I don't know. The emperor also approved of the occupation and rebuilding. Yeah, but in Germany, who approved of that? I guess like Oh, someone's made a little map of the Mercator projection alongside true size. Someone give this to Donald Trump. Please. End this once and for all. Who am I kidding? America shrinks as well, so actually you kind of need this to fill out this.
Like we have all that and we are being oppressed and our money is just like being used in other areas that the people do not want to.
They're taking money and sending it to the most evil people in the world to do violence across the world. It's like, you know, and I think also
the prospect of invading Iran must be very stressful for him. Almost as stressful as the thoughts of the Axis falling apart for the people who oppose him. Yeah.
Within Iran, I think it's obvious to most people that the West is specifically against the regime and not against the people. I heard someone say, and I thought it was such a wonderful vision, that someday, you know, when this regime is toppled, like an American, like Iranians being a popular tourist place for Americans or even Israelis to fly to and vacation there, because I know that the country is beautiful and has an incredibly rich cultural history and incredible cultural sites. And the idea of being able to go there and share that culture freely and openly, and imagine just how great that would be for the economy, for everybody there. It's just like, no, I don't think anybody could say that that's worse. That's not much better than what's happening now.
Exactly. And do you know what countries do not like that powerful Iran? Because Iran is in the middle. That means that some people ask me here, have you ever seen snow? I believe that they think of Iran as like a country that is like most like really dry without it. Like Iran is a country that has islands. We have snow. We have like all kinds of weather, just like the U.S. It's not as big as the U.S. It's like 1/3 of the U.S., but it still is huge, and has like it's just like has everything that you want. But
Here's
on the other
imagery.
hand,
Look, this is from Iran. Did you know it was like so beautiful? Look at this. Yeah.
So the countries in the region who are having, like, for example, in the tourist area, they're having, like, for example, in Saudi Arabia, it's just like mostly like really hot, or like in Turkey, it's just like a smaller than Iran. They do not have as many things that Iran has. So these countries, I'm not sure if you follow the news, but these are the countries that are just like asking the U.S. not to intervene. If you see the news, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, these are the countries who are just like keep trying to the U.S. not to intervene in Iran. And I believe they know that when a stronger Iran comes up, nobody's going to go to these countries because Iran has all of them, and it's going to be like why would you go to another country when you can have all of that in just like one spot?
I think the tourist industry there would be explosive. It's just so. I dream of that, you know. I think a lot of people hope for a day like that. So yeah, I think intervention. I think it's a good thing, frankly, on balance.
Mm-hmm.
And
can you talk a little bit about what it was like before the Islamic regime took over in Iran?
Yeah, absolutely. So before 1979,
how old is this guy? Is he old enough to know what it was like before has he aged really well? What the fuck? This guy was around before 1979, or is he just maybe kind of from his parents? I don't know.
When Shah was there.
Well, you were probably not even born then, right?
But I have read and watched and just like I did my research.
Mm-hmm.
And so before then, if you just like before going inside the country, if you look at the Middle East, it was so peaceful before 1979, like super peaceful.
Right.
And I'm not saying there was no war, there was, but
I mean, dude, what the fuck? I do sometimes worry that there's always this kind of thing where, like, the Shah was not a good leader. He was not a good dude, okay? He was an authoritarian. He seized power by force in the 50s. He had a secret police where he would fucking torture and indefinitely imprison his political opponents. He wasn't even a great Western ally. He fucked around with, he was corrupt. The oil trade was actually suffered for it as well. He believed that America was controlled by the Jewish lobby, like an American Jewish lobby. And obviously, as far as peace goes, 79 was, Israel had just made peace with Egypt in 79. Obviously, you had Yom Kippur before that. You had the Six-Day War before that. You had about, I don't know, Syria was maybe on coup number 11 or 12 at that point. You had the Lebanese Civil War. That started in 75, so that was ongoing, where over 100,000 people died in that war. That was ongoing. Syria was in Lebanon. by 79. Israel had gone into Lebanon once for Operation Litani. Libya had Gaddafi come to power. The PLO were hijacking planes and everyone fucking hated them, yeah. The Munich massacre, when was that? '72. Mostly Peaceful is doing some heavy lifting. Yeah, it's just not that. It'd be interesting. Yeah, it's just some countries were more stable or more chill than they are right now. This is really the best way you could put it. But fuck. What was Yemen doing in the 70s? This is going to be clipped. Rip. Yemen was in civil war. I didn't know that. Well, North Yemen, that was in 1970. Up to 1970. There was a war in South Yemen. I guess Yemen's always been fighting. Yeah, it was more peaceful for Iran, for sure. And Iran was obviously less of a nuisance on the region before then.
It was not as bad as we have like in the past 40 years. So inside Iran, anyone could have like their own religion, like people with hijab, with like no hijab, they were just like living together really
peaceful. The first Sudanese civil war, when was that again? First Sudanese. That ended in 72.
Fully, but again, this guy Khomeini comes and says, "Oh, we're going to give you like free houses, free like water, free electricity. This country is so powerful and strong. You need to just like take it from this monarch and just like give it to the people." And people actually, when I say people, the only like the amount of people that had the revolution was like 3% of the whole population. It was just like a couple of million. So the other was just like.
Bank manager, thanks for £5. Hope you're well, Lonerbox. Have you covered the China embassy approval story? I'm confused about the hysteria from consolidating 7 buildings into one. Is that all they're doing? I think the problem is that if you're a left-leaning politician in general, like right-wingers will love to attack you on particular things. One is like they expect you to be a serial tax raiser and you have to reassure everyone you're not going to do that. And the other thing is obviously like a foreign policy cuck to authoritarian regimes, I guess.
Staying quiet. So we actually lost so much by staying quiet and letting these people to have another revolution. But back to your question, before 1979, there was still problems, but it could have definitely been fixed really fast. But in 40 years, we have been just like wasting our money and doing nothing. And again,
it does look like the Chinese, they've bought a particular area, right? Like a particular complex that's going to be very, very massive. Some people are saying that it might be used for spying or some shit. Okay, I don't know.
I forgot to tell you this. Have you ever watched that clip from Barack Obama who talks about that he regrets not helping Iranians?
No.
I haven't seen that, okay. But I know like he brokered the end to the sanction. You guys almost were, I don't know, totally sanctionless for a time?
Yeah, but before that, in 2009, we had almost a revolution. It was so huge. And then they would not kill as much as they are doing right now. So we almost had a revolution and we asked for help from like the US, just like we are doing right now. And Obama said, no, they did not do anything. But I even, if you Google Barack Obama regret something, you can just find a clip.
Yeah, we can pull that up.
It's this, isn't it? Obama.
In Iran, security officials are continuing to crack down on protesters.
This is from 2022, by the way. This is an old video from Fox.
Former President Barack Obama was reflecting on similar protests in Iran during his presidency. That happened in 2009. And he said he regretted holding back some public support for protesters. Listen to what he said.
In retrospect, I think that was a mistake. Every time we see a flash, a glimmer of hope, of people longing for freedom, I think we have to point it out. We have to shine a spotlight on it. We have to express some solidarity about it.
Is the Biden administration doing everything you can to help the protesters in Iran?
We are taking a range of aggressive actions to try to support the protesters in Iran.
So he's talking about public support, like what kind words. 2009, was that really, I don't know much about 2009, but my understanding is that that period, 2009, was still, the tone of protest in Iran was still a lot more dominated by reformism rather than bringing down the regime. I thought you were much more likely to have people who were talking about dialogue and the elections and shit like that than they were just about binning the whole thing, but okay.
The first thing that we're doing is trying to hold accountable those brutal officials in the Iranian regime who are cracking down on protesters, killing protesters, beating protesters. We have sanctioned the so-called morality police. We have sanctioned senior officials who have participated in the brutal crackdown and repression. We've sanctioned the communications minister who is responsible for trying to cut off the internet from Iranians communicating with one another. And then we've taken steps to try to make it easier for brave Iranians, the women and citizens of Iran standing up for their dignity, to be able to talk to one another and to be able to talk to the world. We are always looking for more things that we can do. And in fact, just this past week, I had the opportunity to meet with Iranian activists who are working from outside the country to support those who are working inside the country, to hear their ideas for additional steps the United States can take. We stand unequivocally, clearly, emphatically, and with principles and values on the side of the Iranian protesters, the women and citizens standing up for their freedom and their dignity. President Biden has spoken to this multiple times, and we will continue to do that day in, day out, just as I am doing here on your program now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's saying one of his regrets in his presidency was not helping the people of Iran.
He says if each time we see a flash inside the Iranian people, we need to help them. He says that. And I really hope that this time somebody helped us. Like, we are literally helpless, and we do not have guns. We do not have anything to just like fight with this evil regime. And I really hope something happens.
The problem you see too is just technology has enabled these dictators and tyrannical governments to crack down harder than the most evil despot of 100 years ago imagined you could, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's why it's really hard to have a revolution by like people say, oh, the U.S. is like looking for your oils, this and that. The revolution comes from inside the country. I'm just saying that's really beautiful. That's good. I really agree with that. But do you really think we can have a revolution with like empty hand that they have like all the guns?
There's no communication.
Exactly. Like they would kill millions. I'm telling you, millions. Like thousands is nothing for them.
How can millions of people coordinate without communication, without weapons?
Exactly. There's no way. So we only have, so I know there are many people out there who say, oh, the U.S. should not intervene if they think we deserve freedom. If you do not think Iranians need freedom, they're okay, then that's another story. You need to educate yourself on what we are going through. But if you think we need the freedom, just like give another option that we can do, because we have tried everything. And the last piece is the U.S. helping us. If that just like goes off the table, I don't think we're going to be able to have a revolution.
Yeah, I kind of see, it's hard to see a path otherwise. So I have the quote here. It's from a podcast called Pod Save America. And they, a bunch of dickheads, by the way, that claim, what a bunch of assholes.
He doesn't like Pod Save America.
I don't know that for sure. I had it in the back of my mind that I think we had tried to show them a clip from one of their shows before, but before you call them assholes, you know, maybe we should see if that's actually true.
Well, let's find out.
Okay.
Let's play it and find out. And if I don't get claimed,
I'll give you the
I don't know anything about them. So.
Freedom reigns.
Apart from the only thing I know about them is that they get they're like suckers for Hassan's fucking grift. But yeah, okay.
We don't have jump straight to insulting them. You know what I mean?
Like, come on, what show are you on? You're right. You know, I insult with love. Very reactive.
Listen, I don't get involved in these podcaster back and forths. Okay.
Yeah, come on, you gonna hate a guy
being a
that sound like that?
That's so true.
We're trying to find the clip. We're having a little technical side combo here.
Okay.
But in the meantime, here's a clip of iDubbbz doubling down when confronted with his ignorant claims about you. Let's hear what he has to say.
I think my brain has melted. This week has been so rough on the mods. Yeah, it's been a rough one. I mean, here, to make it up to you guys, I'll make sure that Anissa and I say nothing that could even remotely be interpreted as controversial on the next Salacious Saturday.
It wasn't controversial. It was just ignorant and dumb and wrong and cruel.
Saturday. In fact, we aren't even going to call it Salacious Saturday anymore. We're going to call it Sweet Saturday.
Let's call it Felted Friday when we have a segment where we just slam iDubbbz every Friday.
Okay. Sweet Saturday. We're going to play, Anissa and I are going to play patty cake. Just no hands.
Unironically, patty cake would be more entertaining than whatever it is they're currently
doing. More views, no question.
Well, I'm for patty cake. Just silence and clapping. All I want. And patty cake, of course, obviously.
And DeMero, that you guys are the goats, and you make everyone in the chat, all the regulars who are sentient, you make them feel very safe and legit. Call it PR day. Yeah, it'll be PR day.
God, he's so stupid.
Songbird,
He's so slow.
Bird Saturday and Ian croons us through the weekend. Oh, dude, I love crooning. Just say America is the best country at everything every 10 minutes as a disclaimer on Saturday.
So what they do is, now to kind of excuse themselves, they reframe
Are
what
you going to watch the Trump press conference? I don't know. Every Trump press conference is the same. Why? I feel like I'm watching Little Britain, you know? For those of you who don't know, Little Britain is some fucking it was a really, really popular, or the most popular British fucking show, sketch comedy show. But I don't know, it's just the same joke every episode. Like there was like characters, you know, there were the two guys, and they'd have different bits with different characters, but it would just recycle in a slightly different scenario. Like there's the disabled guy with his minder who, you know, when his minder's not looking, he gets out of his wheelchair and does some mad shit. But it's like in every fucking episode, it's a different thing he does when he gets out of the wheelchair. And everyone pisses themselves when he gets out of the wheelchair. It's like, fuck. I feel like that's what that's what a Trump press briefing is.
Said as America is the best and perfect in every way, which is like not even close to anything you said.
Like who said that?
You didn't even approach anything close to that. It's just so dishonest framing. Yep. Oh, I want to make a correction. Not all leftists are pro-Iran. There is a faction of radical left, Hassan-esque leftists. I don't know how to just tanky left, maybe. Tanky left.
I don't know, but they are very vocal online, so it kind of makes like the whole left look crazy.
It's tanky left. Well, I'll call them to be more specific because they're leftists in our audience.
I was watching a clip from him. I'm not sure if it was real, but he was saying that the regime needs to gets nukes ASAP, and I was like, is he really? I do not know. Like this is so crazy and ridiculous to me that you want to just like a regime like that have nukes. But if he's kidding, that's okay. But if it's not,
no, people believe that.
Really
Unfortunately, they're probably not kidding.
What their theory is that if Iran has nukes, then they'll get equal. They'll be able to get rid of the sanctions and stuff like that.
They see that North Korea has managed to stave off collapse.
Yeah, North Korea is doing great.
Well, they might not be doing great, but they still exist, and part of that is because they managed to attain.
What's the average income of a North Korean?
Listen, I'm not trying to say that things are peachy over there, but the regime remains, and that at least is in part because they obtain nukes.
No, but
that's why people say.
I don't know who said that. I don't know if Hassan actually. I know Bad Empanada, someone like that would definitely say that.
Yeah, I don't know who specifically, but
yeah, there are people that believe that. Not kiddingly.
That's so scary.
The answer is more nukes. It's not what you think, but it is the answer.
I hate all of you!
Okay, calm down, son. We're trying to be nice.
Okay. I mean, honestly, that was the most frustrating part of the controversy. Is that I put that in quotes, by the way, because none of these people coming in here actually give a fuck.
Okay, whatever, bro.
Lay PG-19. Thank you so much for the 3 months.
Keep coping. He's like, nobody actually cares about Iran. Everybody just cares about me. Keep coping there, kid. Focus more on that hairline, brother. No, sorry, I shouldn't go after that.
Oh, how dare you?
He just got a really bad new haircut. That's why. We love our hairline challenge.
What's going on with that hair?
They're doing amazing things with hairlines.
They just want to fucking perpetuate the American propaganda. We get enough of it.
Bro.
We get enough of it. Iran sucks. Yes.
You didn't even say that, really. You know, the amount of words he's putting in your mouth to excuse himself. Again, just offensive.
I wish I knew how he like gets there. How does it like his brain work to just like?
It doesn't.
I think he's watching Hassan a lot.
You ever watch professional boxing?
No.
Oh, so he was a boxer for a few years, and we actually have this theory that a lot of boxers, you know, they get hit in the head a lot, and it does cause.
He was not a good boxer either. He took a lot.
He lost quite a bit. Yeah. So we do suspect that has something.
Let's put it this way: if his brain was
wasn't it just that he was always a dumb cunt, but now he's a dumb cunt trying to do like a slightly less dumb cunt's job? Isn't that it? That's all I'm seeing. I'm seeing a 30 IQ person who's always been 30 IQ, but he's trying to do a 40 IQ job, and no one's there for it.
The battleship, his carrier is sunk.
That's not, okay.
You like that? That's a pretty obscure reference.
Yeah, I don't know. Do people know that? No, I mean, I guess people still.
I don't know why.
Probably.
Yeah, no, but
he used to be a lot quicker and witty. Oh, that's probably the depression, right? Because like, I mean, he comes off like he's not having the best time internally. He seems kind of despondent, which I guess you couldn't not be if you're a 7 million sub channel, and now your job is what, streaming to 100 people. Yeah, I guess you would be a bit grumpy. I don't know.
He used to be a lot sharper, and after his boxing career, a lot of people speculate that he actually has brain damage, because I really don't know. I think, though, he does watch Hassan, and he regurgitates.
He seems to have brain fog while streaming. Might do that to you as well. Who knows?
The things he says without actually understanding the arguments. So, Yeah. It's really
People
something.
see me as like the white Hassan.
He said he's the white. I don't know if you know Hassan Pikers, but yeah, I'll yada that for you. We'll move right past that.
Iran sucks. America, let's not pretend that America is this fucking golden object on the top of the hill.
No, nobody did.
Let's not use it because they do it with North Korea as well. They do it with.
Now he's defending North Korea somehow. Kim Jong Un, glory upon Kim Jong Un, glorious leader. We need more missile shows of strength. And Ian is stomping pigeon-toed with the glorious North Korean army.
I think he means goose step, but pigeon toe.
Goose step,
maybe more appropriate.
Yeah. What is pigeon stepping? Is that different?
I don't know if that's a thing, but pigeon toe is when you're
goose stepping.
You meant goose stepping. I got it though.
Thank you. It's a bird and a step.
They're doing it with Somalia right now as well, right? That's been the
beautiful Somalia.
Whole thing in the news lately. Is like Trump shitting on Somalia. It's like, it's not the U.S. Like Somalia has their own issues.
Yeah.
But don't use Somalia to be like. America the greatest.
No, who's he talking to?
I know.
I know he's not talking to you. I think he thinks he's talking to you, but he's not referencing anything you said. He's having like an imaginary.
I hope not, because I really don't see any like correlation and connection to what he said, what he's saying right now to what I said.
Yeah.
But like
it's literally straw man of like the strawiest man imaginable. Yeah. Then he triples down.
Somalia has its own issues. Is he wrong? Nothing wrong with that statement at all. It does have its own issues. What are you talking about? It's not like it has American issues.
So this is my favorite.
Apart from Asmongold, Somalia, like, because the leaders in Somalia are probably just a bunch of Asmongold logic.
Favorite part. He flat out refuses to apologize. Let's see. Slow internet day in America. See? Gosh darn American internet. God damn. All right, here it is.
This is real quick. As someone who is a sub and has gifted, letting you know I've canceled my sub, seeing ignorant comments, putting down the Iranian man. Did it for me. A close friend of mine's parents escaped Iran for Italy and have told me how bad the regime is. It's not American propaganda. Very disappointed. Do better.
So he has one of his own fans saying, "You are so rude to that Iranian guy.
Do better, man.
Please do better.
Do fucking better." Full stops in between each word. Click, click, click. Oh, God. I feel like you say that when you kind of don't want the person to do better. Like, who the fuck says that when the person they're talking to? I feel like do better translates directly to get defensive. I want you to be defensive. Yes. You are shit, and I want you to fight back against what I'm saying. Brackets, do better.
Here's his response. I mean, that's a good comment. I feel like something he should hear and maybe think twice about.
Write me off as a troll. I don't care. I just want you to see the criticism and hopefully think before you speak. Honestly,
good feedback.
I think this is, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. When I see people talking specifically about, like, if you want to be critical of the Iranian regime, that's great. That's fine. Like, if that, especially if you have experience, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
He goes,
like what you were watching.
Bro, man is Persian. He lives in Iran his whole life. Experience. He has some experience there. Unreal, man.
But using another country to essentially say, like, America great, America awesome, that's where I have the problem with.
I just happen to be... I would have said the same thing if it was like, I don't know, in Canada.
Yeah, probably dozens of other countries.
And that's basically what the commenter was saying. Their family member is in Italy, so it's not even about America.
Oh yeah, that was a good one because he was slammed the commenter. They're like, dude, my family who told me it's not even American.
Yeah, and that was the part because when I saw that, my wife was like, are you not mad about this? I was like, to me, it's just like a case that I want to study what is going through his mind. That is how I look at it. But
there's also, again, Ian he's also gaslighting because he wasn't just attacking the guy for making it about American propaganda. He wasn't making it about that. He was he was attacking the guy for what he said about Iran as well. You notice that he was shitting on the guy for what he said about Iran, not just what he said about America. But now he's saying, yeah, you can shit on the regime all you want, but just I don't see why it needs to be this kind of like America first glaze off repackaged as or justified because Iran's worse. Which again, that's somewhat valid. Like there are times when people do that, when people will take like a regime like Iran or anything in the Middle East or like North Africa or whatever else and use it as a way to uncritically glaze the shit out of their own problematic land. But that's just not what Ian was doing, was it?
Really sad and
do better.
Sad about like if there's any Iranians who's going through these kind of things and seeing a person making fun of those things that they're going through. So that's a lot. Imagine you have been going through these, or you are actually going through these, and somebody's just like mocking and not believing because they're too much that it makes it unbelievable, or they do not want to believe that.
Yeah,
it's unreal. I don't know if I've ever even seen anything like this. ignorant and like Western white chauvinistic. It's really crazy.
Right? And that's exactly what we saw. In some ways, it's more critical of the Discovery Network, Discovery Plus, or whatever it's called, when they are essentially using this as an opportunity, because we're already bombarded with a lot of xenophobic shit in our media.
He's the one being fucking xenophobic. He's the one that's...
This is probably one of the most disgusting, horrible things that has been injected into discourse by these fucking morons. And it's this idea that attacking a government of a country has any connection whatsoever to fucking xenophobia. It's so stupid, right? Like the guy, you realize the guy was an Iranian talking about his own government, and you're like, oh, you're thinking about fucking xenophobia. Like, what the fuck? But people do that. People do the same. Did the same for the Axis groups as well. Like the fucking Hezbollah shit. Like they called it racist or Islamophobic to attack them. Very silly.
Painting you as some caricature and not like giving you the benefit of the doubt of being a real person expressing real opinions. I can't. It's just, it's so ironic that he is. Yeah.
I've been watching The Big Bang Theory every fucking episode of this.
Oh, he's been watching Big Bang.
He's actually watching it.
All right, everybody, listen up. This guy's been watching Big Bang Theory. He's got some good opinions coming. Listen up for some bazingas, guys. That's the funniest preface of any sentence ever. Let me tell you, before I say this, let me tell you, I've been watching The Big Bang Theory. With that being said, let's see.
Nearly every episode of the show that is an American-made show for the most like normie people in America, they say something about how India is a shithole, right? Like they say it in their own cute, kind of funny way.
And you still support them?
Oh no. Oh no, the Kunzler clip. Oh no. Ethan brought up the Kunzler clip. Oh shit. Oh no, I feel bad now. The one where he was doing the characterization of Iranian protesters as all Israeli American funded, which is obviously not what he was saying. He was the point he was making was still dumb. He was because Ethan called Hamas a terrorist death cult or whatever, and then Chris was like, "Oh yeah, you sound like the same reductive descriptions that people give of the Iranian protesters," which he doesn't agree with. By the way, it seems he was characterizing someone. But then obviously the problem is that calling Hamas a terrorist death cult is actually a lot more accurate than calling all the Iranian protesters Western funded and all. Like just because it's polemic doesn't mean is that the word, polemic, or sensationalized or whatever the fuck. What the fuck is the word? Yeah, it would be polemic. Or would you call it polemic? No, you wouldn't use it. A polemic would be like a description of the phrase, not saying, not like a, would you call it like an adjective? Like this is a polemical. It would be polemical. Okay. Yeah, it's that. But some polemical statements are obviously true. And the thing with Hamas being a death cult, like there is actually an underlying fact of the matter about Hamas that makes that phrase justifiable, whereas the thing with Iran and the Israeli thing is not so much. But in any case, Chris wasn't saying that he believes the protesters are all funded by America and Israel, like not even close. So yeah, fuck.
Shame on him.
But like that shit sucks. So when I see it in media, perfect example, the 90-day episode where this
bro, even his camera lost interest. His camera just blurred out for no reason. His camera just started fucking taking a snooze in the middle of his monologue.
That's a good
Am I right or am I right?
You already clipped and shipped the Chris clip to LSF and the H3 subreddit. Wow, you provided crucial context. Wow.
So when I see it in media, perfect example, the 90-day episode.
All the technology in the world, I can't fucking focus on one stationary object. What'd you say?
It's focusing on the chair.
It's focusing on the chair.
No, even his camera knows he's a cuck. Sorry, Marty, we're doing like inside jokes. I apologize for if you feel left out on some of that stuff. I have a long history with this guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a terrible guy. I actually used to be really close friends with him. It's really weird. It's a really long story.
Leaving my friendship.
Where this Iranian man who could have a lot of valid opinions about Iran.
That's a nice chair.
He says you could have a lot of valid opinions about Iran.
Spider, does your Reddit clip have the bit where he told his chat to stop calling Ethan a nonce? Where is it? Did you include that bit out of interest?
There's a lot of dead hostages.
I mean, it is a cycle.
Over 7.
The Israeli Air Force than Hamas. I just deleted that. I don't know whether than Hamas. Tea time. Get the ginger tea with honey and lemon. Maybe. I mean, I do need.
Where was it? Is it here?
Also, probably don't just accuse Ethan of being a nonce. I just deleted that. I don't know whether I should just let that run. I don't care, but
I just killed 10 Jews, Mom and Dad.
There's just
his son says that
Israeli society.
There's just something about fucking British people saying nonce. It just makes me laugh. Fuck, what a stupid word.
How do you qualify that?
It just takes a Google. You can Google every single thing that I said.
Yeah, no, and it's all.
You know what? What's right is right. Okay. I'm gonna tell Mr. Klein that clip is actually, because whoever made that clip was like clearly being dishonest, like on purpose. So we're gonna have to we're gonna send him a little correction. You know, what's right is right. Fucking WhatsApp. Why did my WhatsApp lock me out?
Oh, like what? It's all like
he has no excuses. Like he grew up in a nice area. I'm sure he got a nice education. Like how is he so stupid? You know?
Brain damage.
I'll see what he
And
says
Anissa
actually
damage.
if he uses it. Maybe Dan corrects him.
Brain damage and Anissa damage is deadly, really. That's the 1-2 punch that'll keep you lights out.
But to use Iran as like a counterpoint when discussing America, it's like not a good comparison.
He's not though. He's Iranian. The problem here is that iDubbbz is actually being American centered. He's being an American exceptionalist. The guy was using America to make a point about Iran because he's Iranian. Like that's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. Fuck me, man. But you wouldn't notice that because you're like the lefty version of America First. Huh. Fucking hell. What's this?
Said flashback to when.
Oh, this is a post from his wife about the thing? Okay. Okay. Let's see what he does to.
Somebody was like, "Did you see that she responded to you?" And here's what they said.
I think we watched it. No, when he.
Can they see this? Yeah. Okay, so I'm zooming in on just their cam.
Do you know the wife of the Iranian man responded to you and Anissa? She didn't respond to me and Anissa specifically. She was putting out a statement to people who were being rude or judgmental to her and her husband. So
isn't that them? And it was with them. It was to them, right? More or less.
Yeah, that was exactly what he said. Like it was not only for them, but the main because I even asked her. Like she even put their picture under there, so it was mostly about them. Right. But they were not the only people who attacked us because of that. We had other people as well.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't apologize for.
No.
After all this,
you signed up for the show.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. You
gross.
think we're fucking mean?
Yeah.
Do not go to the 90 Day Fiance Reddit. Do not go there. Okay?
I haven't, but she has clearly.
I'll tell you what.
Anissa's a weirdo. She spends her whole days on Reddit snarking about other people. She's a very hideous person.
You're always going to have this thought in your mind that you.
So anyway,
also when someone's.
Oh, is that going to be?
But if it makes you feel any better, it's not a lot of people watching it. It's about 100.
Oh, that's good. Because subscribers.
Oh God. Oh shit. Hila Klein with the most casual jab.
We just can't switch anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can keep talking.
Viewer shaming.
Yeah, just talk like the Brady Bunch. But if you want us to fix. All right, we're gonna come back. So you can pull the mic back out now.
Okay, where's the clip?
It seemed like he's actually. This clip is really short by this greasy.
Oh no! Yeah,
this greasy. His name is Chris Kuntler. It doesn't seem like a lot of people like him. But anyway, here's his take about, and this is the thing that you're like, oh my God, how do people actually have this opinion? Call it a terrorist death cult. So would some people in Hamas kill for fun? Probably.
Iranian protesters are a psychotic activists who get paid for by the Israeli government and the CIA exclusively. Once again, the irony of this kind of stuff, where Hassan does actually have his own thoughts.
So the Iranian protesters.
I love that little bit. The irony. Hassan has his own thoughts.
Where do they get off to say such a thing? That's and like to your friend, like the people that literally are dead. To just be like, nah, they're just assets for America and Israel. It's just so fucked up, man.
Yeah, like there are two things. One is, first, the regime does not need anyone to just like pay to just like go and protest against them, because the regime itself is the oppressor,
Right.
and it's the worst propaganda for themselves. Like the regime itself is the only reason that the Iranians need to go and protest to get their freedom.
They already have every reason in the world. They don't need to be pushed.
Exactly. Like the things that we talked about. Like, name one country that is just like brutally arresting, attacking their people like this. So we do not need anyone to do this. But let me tell you this, Ethan, because I totally believe that if there is a regime change in Iran, one of the countries that is going to get the most benefit from is going to be the U.S., Israel, and some other countries in Europe. And this is a fact, because this regime has used all its money to support Hezbollah, Hasanabi, like Hamas, and these kind of groups. Good or bad, that's the reality. And the next regime, because the people inside Iran do not want their money to be spent on these kind of things, it's not going to be like that. So their money is going to be cut off. So if you are connecting this regime change to Israel like this, then it means you do not care about the freedom of Iranians. You have some other benefits that you think, oh, if the regime is changed, where's the money for Hezbollah? Where's the money for Hamas? And if you go and ask Iranians, like, do you have no idea how much they hate, for example, Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, who died a year ago, because he was always coming to the TV and saying, as long as Iran has money, we have money. And people in Iran are having the worst economic situation. You have no idea how bad it hurts when you see that, like, your people do not have schools in like south of Iran. You have no idea
who's like, guess what, guys? We have a ton of rockets.
Look at all the people in chat not aware that Kundler isn't saying this at all. What, in Ethan's chat? I mean, we covered it yesterday. We know what he was saying. No, that's transcript. Where's the fucking live chat? I can't remember. I don't know where you find that shit.
That we can just shoot into Israel and get exploded and basically do nothing.
Exactly. Like this is exactly his sentence all the time. As long as Iran has money, we have money. And
okay,
if it
was just a very in and out with that clip. Okay. Tell you what, I'm gonna, before I forget, where's that Reddit link? I don't have Reddit on my phone. Okay, I'll plant it in the Discord and then grab it and send it. Okay, let's see. Let's be nice. Let's be well behaved. I don't think you can see it. Is it a disabled feature or what? Whatever. Oh no. If I have to find this clip, that means I need to name search. Terrible. Okay. It's all spider clips on LSF. Okay. Cute. Okay. Where will I post it? Okay, parking. Dot. Okay. No, it's okay, Spider. I did it. Don't worry. Fuck. I have to do it now because I'll just forget otherwise. Copy. Working overtime. Hey, oh.
If Iran was like a country, for example, the U.S., I've seen many people being really angry that the U.S. is helping Israel. And right now, the U.S. in terms of economic and how people are doing, I'm not saying it's perfect, it's the best.
Dead air Lonerbox. I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We can't dead air.
It's one of the really good countries in like top 10 or 20, right? Mm-hmm. So imagine, make it like the Iranian currency right now. I think after Venezuela, it's the worst currency, just how bad everything is. And with all that situation, you're still helping Israel. Right. How bad it would be. The same thing is happening here in my country. People do not want their money to be spent on anything with any benefits. And I'm talking on behalf of, I'm telling you, more than 80%, 90% of Iranians.
You're in the middle of like a Great Depression, like a national crisis, and they're spending a ton of your money to somebody else to waste. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm seeing Iran's number 2 right now in the world.
Sorry, say that. Say again.
I'm seeing Iran's number 2 and Lebanon's number 1. Shout out.
For what value of money?
Mm-hmm, for that.
Lebanon is
weakest currencies. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know that. That's wrong.
What happened to Venezuela? Did they get better?
They're cured. They're free now.
For me, what's just so stupid to see is that, like, okay, if this outcome of taking out the regime is going to benefit Israel, that still doesn't take away from the fact that the revolution is about Iranian people.
Yeah, they're not doing
This
it
is
for
not about Israel.
Yeah, do you know how I look at it? I look at it like this. I just like because I try to put myself in like people's shoes. I was like, imagine people in North Korea, they're like way more oppressed than Iranians. But imagine the regime in North Korea was helping us as people to get rid of this regime. And there was a revolution in North Korea. Would I still want that people in North Korea to be free, although the regime is paying for us? I would be like, yes, that's humanity. Like you want freedom, you have to want freedom for everyone in the world, not just be like, oh, this regime is just like doing in our favors. I do not care about Iranians. The regime is more important. That's what I get when I see people saying, oh, you're selling your people out. My people, I'm saying this to all those people who are saying you're selling your people out. My people are those thousands of people getting slaughtered by this regime.
Who says that? How could you even say that? Who's are you selling out?
I've got this DMs like too many times. They're saying you're getting paid by Israel, you're selling your people out. Like how am I doing all this when I see that people are just getting slaughtered in my country and talking about them and just selling them out? It just doesn't make sense.
That's so fucked up. So what people, everyone watching who wants to help, what can we do to help the people of Iran? If anything, I don't even know.
Yeah, so if there was only one thing that if you could ask people inside of Iran right now for help, that would be to be their voice. So I don't know, there are like thousands of people watching right now. The best thing that we can do, guys, is to be our voice because we are super helpless and there are other countries trying to just like lower our voice, not cover our like how many people have been dead. So even if every single one of you just like post one story about Iran, one post about Iran and be our voice, that would be the best help that you can do for Iranians.
There it is. That's easy. We can all do that. That's the bare minimum. Is there any other clips you wanted to share? I know you prepared a few, or maybe even if you have a few stories or videos or something that maybe are really good for people to share.
Yeah, I think the videos are going to be like doing better because you can definitely see what's exactly going on. So I'm going to share some clips of why Iranians want a regime change. It's not about, because again, when people say, oh, it's the U.S. sanctions, it's not about economy that you always bring up sanctions. Yes, sanctions can help if they're lifted, but it's not going to be over for people to not protest again. These are the things that we want to be fixed. Just look at this. This is a woman, and this guy is from the IRGC. Just look what's happening there. This is unbelievable.
They're pulling her by her hair. If you're a woman, this is why supporting Iran's freedom matters. Sharia police brutally beat woman for so-called crime of showing their hair in public. Jesus, what the fuck? Can we just show that?
Okay, so again, Ethan, just imagine, I've seen these kind of things, no, I'm not saying every single day, but like a couple of times a month, okay? Imagine you see that people, just because they're not wearing hijab,
you can't do anything.
Just like taking them and putting them into like their vans and morality police vans. So imagine we come from there to something like this and see how huge and different this is going to be. And again, back to our conversation, this is what people need to be free of. Just look how brutal this, you see that's their van.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. This is so scary.
So terrible.
They pulled her into the van.
This is her dog. You see that? Just because of having dog.
And the people who are filming this are doing an act of
exactly. That's why
protest just by filming it.
Dude, even me sitting here is a huge crime. Like right now, there's no way that I can go back.
Right.
After like this call.
Right.
Wow.
What talking about what he said about the regime or talking to his Israeli? Or, yeah.
Good.
Does Iran have the similar rule about talking to Israelis? I wonder. Lebanon does, but. Interesting.
And they take her.
They take her and the dog?
Yeah.
And you're saying you see stuff like this happening a few times a month?
Exactly.
In person?
Yes. Yep, in person. I'm not saying it's every day. So if a YouTuber goes to Iran and just say, oh, everything is fine, that's one of the days that nothing has happened. But you can see that there are millions of people going through these like every single year. Oh, there's one thing that they have added that was not there that blew my mind. They have bought a new technology from China that there are some cameras that they can just like see their faces, the faces in the car really like vividly.
Oh, facial recognition.
Whenever somebody's not wearing a hijab, it doesn't matter if you're the driver or whatever. They will send a text message to the owner of that car. If it and the message is like this, I've seen the message. If it happens again, we're going to pull over your car and take your car. And you have to pay some fine.
So they're forcing the driver now to enforce it.
Exactly. And that's why like services like Uber, we do not have Uber. The Iranian version of Uber is called Snap. So when they have like they're taking this Uber, the Uber driver will have to like tell people wear your hijab because I don't want my car to be pulled over, and see how much chaos this thing is going to happen and how much under pressure women are, even with like taking a simple Uber in under this regime. You know what I'm saying?
It's awful.
You got to love how there's also some technology that people didn't even know exists to jam Starlink from either China or Russia that we had never seen before. And yeah, you got to love that the Russians and the Chinese are just like, here's all the super high-tech stuff that we use to oppress our people. So enjoy.
Yeah, and talking about that, back to the protest, something that I heard that I did, like you know that this regime is so corrupted and devil and like so many bad things about it. But sometimes you hear something, you're like, oh my god, I didn't know they were that bad. So one thing that they're doing is that when people go get the bodies of their loved ones, the government asks for money, the money for those bullets that are used to kill their loved ones.
What the hell?
And the money is like so much. Yeah,
it's just
like
an insult,
hundreds of dollars. Yeah, like, or they have two options. they either need to just like pay the money to get their body, or they have to sign something that says this guy was part of like, I don't know, Basij or IRGC or these kind of things. So they're gonna show like the people around the world that our people are like security forces are getting killed, not they're random people.
That's evil. I mean, that's really just evil, and especially when people are struggling so hard. The insult of forcing them to pay for the bullets, specifically.
Exactly. That's why many people signed that thing and saying like this was a security forces.
Guy is a cunt, but maybe an honest.
So guys,
who knows?
The least we could do is just spread the word, talk about it, share something, let people know that what's going on there.
Yeah, because I have realized this, like since like we Iranians, there are millions of us who have immigrated from that country, maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 6 million people. And all of us are just like doing this and sharing these kind of things. And that's why, for example, there was like a conference today that they cancel somebody from the regime just because all this pressure that you're putting on the national media. So these kind of things are not useless as long as you are.
Okay, I did my bit. I don't know why I needed to do that, but I guess it's good to be in service of the truth, eh? If nothing else,